Hello everyone, my name is Heather and I have a problem. I have too many books on my TBR cart and I'm going to show you them all today. I like to do this video every year because I like to just shame myself apparently with showing you how many books that I haven't read that I own, and it's never a good thing. Do I ever do an update on these? No, because sometimes I get rid of the books, sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't, but you know what? We're just going to go through it today. So I have a nice 3-tiered TBR cart. You know the drill. A lot of people have them. I keep every book that I haven't read on here. Actually, just kidding. I have a few books behind me that I haven't read. So altogether, I want to say I have about 50 books, which is just not the best. I like to keep 30 or less. It happens. There are some people that have maybe only 5 books on their TBR shelf. There are some people that have like hundreds. Either way, it is what it is. We all do what we can, and we're never going to finish our TBR shelves. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It's never going to happen. Like, I always have this grand illusion of a dream. It is truly a dream. It's like too far-fetched of a dream that one day I'll look at my TBR cart and it'll be empty and I'll be like, wow, I've read everything on there. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm just going to be straight up with you. It is never going to happen. If you're thinking the same thing, if you have 5 books, maybe it'll happen for you, but not for me. I think it's always going to keep filling up. You know, even as saying this now, I just literally ordered 2 books, so problems of being a bookaholic, okay? So either way, I'm gonna share with you what books I have on this, what books I'm really putting up high on my priority, and the ones the lower end are kind of ones that maybe they'll disappear. Like, by disappear, I mean go to a friend or a little free library. That's what I mean. They're just kind of on their way out because I'm not sure I'm going to read them. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and get to it. Starting with the ones on my shelves, because I do have some. You probably already know. Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros is the sequel to Fourth Wing. Have I read it yet? No. And honestly, I'm not like intensely read it. I remember I bought this book, like I pre-ordered this thing because I knew it was going to be crazy when it came out, and I still have yet to read it. So likewise with House of Sky and Breath and House of Flame and Shadow, books 2 and 3 in the Crescent City series. Have I read them yet? No. I don't know if I'm going to read them anytime soon because, again, the sheer size. It daunts me. It scares me. Moving on. Then we have one I literally just started as of filming this. But you know what? By the time this video goes up, maybe there's a few of these we'll have been read. I don't know. We're just going to go with it. Apparently, I'm in a very snarky mood today, so we're just going to roll with it. A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. I haven't finished it yet, so it's technically not read yet. This one is an adult fantasy. It's like a Viking fantasy, if I'm not mistaken. By just starting it, I'm literally on the 2nd page, so that's all I know about it. But I'm planning to read it, hence why the dust jacket's off. So that's a good sign. It's a good sign for my cart. Then we have another one I really want to read soon, Ready or Not by Kira Bastone. This is an accidental pregnancy trope and a brother's best friend. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, like literally nothing but amazing things. So I've heard it's really springy. It starts in October but ends in spring, so it sounds super amazing and I'm very excited for it. Then I have another fantasy. This is a YA fantasy. This is Powerless by Laura Roberts. Did Bookstagram and TikTok made me buy it? Yes, it did. This I've heard is like kind of like Hunger Games and Divergent, and if I hear that, I'm going to immediately buy it because I'm a sucker for that. It is what it is. Then I have one that I'm really hoping to get to soon, Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. I just finished the 2nd book in this series, Heartless, last month, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm really excited to read this one. This one's about Jasper and Sloane, and I am really stoked to read that one. So this is on the top shelf. Like, I want to get to it soon. Next up, I have The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. This one is kind of like a Alpha Omega book. It's about 2 doctors that I think are werewolves, and like their biology, they're physically attracted to each other, but that's about it. And I think I've heard really good things about it, and I think after reading Bride by Allie Hazelwood, I was like, ooh, Alpha Omega, like let me check that out. So I want to read this. It's high up on my priority. I mean, a lot of these are. One that I've started that I have yet to finish because it's so long, I'm like on page 87, From Luke Off with Love by Mariana Zapata. I wanted to read this in winter because it's about ice skating, but then I was like, ice skating happens year-round. It just doesn't have to be winter. They practice in the spring. They practice in the summer. Just because it's nice outside, it's not like they're like, I'm not ice skating. Either way, this is about 2 characters. This is about a character that is an ice skater and gets to be paired out with one of the world's best, and it's very When Grumpy Met Sunshine. I love Mariana Zapata books, but again, the reason why is because this book is like literally over 500 pages. I have In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. This is the second book in her Love Light Farm series. I've read the first and third one. Did I read them out of order? Yes, I did. It's fine. This is the second one. So this one follows Beckett and Evelyn, and it's super cute. Small town romance. I know I'll get to it when is the question of the hour of my life, really. The Wake Up Call by Beth O'Leary. This is one that intrigues me. I have read one Beth O'Leary book before, The Roommate. Really enjoyed it. Oh, no, I've read 3 Beth O'Leary books. I've read The Flatshare, I've read The Switch, and I've read The Road Trip. The Flatshare is my favorite. I did not read The No-Show because I've heard it's very sad, but this one seems like kind of fun. It's about 2 hotel receptionists and arch rivals find a collection of old wedding rings and compete to return them to their owners. It sounds fun. Hopefully it's fun and not like depressing. I don't know. I have The Second Chance Year by Melissa Weisner. This one really reminds me of This Spells Love by Kate Robb, where it's kind of a redo at love and a redo of like time over. It sounds super cute. I would like to hope to read it soon. Checkmate. I've started this book probably about 3 different times and put it down. There's no good reason for it. I just have. Like, I can't explain to you why. I don't think any mood reader can explain to you why, but it's the YA book by Allie Hazelwood, and it's basically about 2 chess players, and they compete, and I think romance happens, and it sounds adorable. It sounds like The Queen's Gambit, and I'm ready for that. Even though The Queen's Gambit was not adorable, it was pretty intense, but I'm still excited for it. Then I have Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is one I plan to read in the summertime. It's about, I think, like, Aurora and Russ. And they're at a summer camp. Yeah, they're summer camp counselors, and the no staff fraternizing rule will have them heading back to Maple Hills before the summer is over. I read Icebreaker. I liked it. I've heard people don't like this one as much as Icebreaker, which makes me think I'll like it because I did not like Icebreaker that much. So there's that. The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy that has tape on it. This one, I don't know why it's on the top shelf because it kind of could be in the middle. I'm so-so about it. I've read 2 Elle Kennedy books and I don't love them. This one I've heard amazing things about. I don't know anything about this. Oh, it's hockey. I should have talked about this in my sports romances, but I didn't. Either way, her books are also hellaciously long. Like, this is almost 500 pages. That's insane for a romance. I'm just gonna say it. But some of my favorite romances have been long, so there you go. And lastly on my top shelf is The Radleys by Matt Haig. This is a vampire family romance. Whenever I touch about vampire books, everyone recommended me this one, so I'm going to check it out. I've read 2 Matt Haig's books before. I didn't love them, but if it's got vampires in it, I'm immediately intrigued. Moving on to the next shelf, this is kind of my, like, you know, I do want to get to these, but they're not like top priority, but after this, after filming this, I'll probably change the whole layout of this. Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. I do want to get to this one. I should probably move it up to the top. This is, I think, about a wedding photographer and her grumpy ex must work together. As someone who used to photograph weddings, I still do, like, very occasionally, but it's a lot of work, man. Stress, time, physical, like, whenever I did a wedding, the next day I felt like I got run over by a truck, and I'm not exaggerating. So I'm interested in seeing how it's gonna, if it's really gonna be accurate to the field, because if she's not tired all the time, I don't know what she's doing. Then I have 5 Years From Now by Paige Toon. I bought this one. I haven't read a Paige Toon book, but it sounds like a very epic, sweeping love story, very much like, what's the book called? Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and that intrigued me. Best friends, first kiss, first love, 5 years from now, what will they be? So it's kind of like that, and it intrigues me, and it's super short. So I do want to get to this one. I haven't heard anybody talk about it on BookTube, so maybe I'll find like a hidden gem. I don't know. Then I have a romantasy because I want to get to more of those. A Dawn of the Onyx by Kate Golden. I couldn't tell you a single thing about this book, not one. The first in the epic fantasy romance trilogy, captured by the King of Darkness, was forced to find the light within. That's all I know. Moving on. Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. This is part of her new series, The Lakefront Billionaires, about Julian and Dahlia. Again, her books are also pretty lengthy. This is like 512 pages. Like, it's a lot. I'm guessing it's about billionaires on a lakefront. I don't know. Then I have a short one that has no reason to be on here because I should have read it by now because I'm ashamed of myself. It's Midnight on Beacon Street by Emily Ruth Verona. This is One Night, One House, One Dead Body. It's kind of like a Carrie movie. I mean, it's literally so short. Like, it has no, like, this is literally Under 200 pages. Why have I not read this yet? Beat me up, because I should beat myself up. Murder in the Family by Kara Hunter. I started this, but it's very interesting. This is told in all mixed media. It's, how do I explain this? It's about a family that had a murder happen, and now years later, they're kind of reinvestigating it, and they're making like a Netflix show about it. So this whole book is full of like episodes, interviews. It has different scripts and stuff like that. So it is very interesting, and I've heard good things about it. I just think I need to like hone in and pay attention. I have another thriller, The Maid's Diary by Lorith Ann White. This is kind of similar to Frida McFadden's one. This is, she has more than keys to her client's house. She has their secrets. That intrigues me. I don't know why. This year in particular, I haven't read a ton of thrillers. I just haven't been in the mood. Hopefully that'll change. I don't know, honestly. Half the Soul by Olivia Atwater. This is kind of a Regency, cozy fantasy, if you will. I've heard good things about it. It's difficult to find a husband in Regency England when you're a young lady with only half a soul. It sounds super cute. I've heard amazing things about it. There's no good reason why I haven't read it yet. There's no good reason why I haven't read any of these yet, but here we are. The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I meant to read this in October. Did I? Obviously, it's a second book in the X-Tech series. This one follows, I think, the cousin Gwen. And I don't know. It's just like a small town, Halloween type of town with witches in it. Probably I'll save it for this October. Will I read it? I don't know. Find out later. Then I have Adult Assembly Required by Abby Waxman. I bought this one on a whim. I don't know why. I've read one other Abby Waxman book, and it was okay. I didn't love it, but I don't know. This one is about rescued by a book rogue seller. I don't know. I don't know. Also, along with this one, Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score. I've read one other Lucy Score book. It was okay. This one is, I think, about House Flipping Star and then like The Carpenter or something. These two, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not here much longer. I don't know. And you know, sometimes I feel bad when I'm like, I'm just going to unhaul these books. But sometimes I'm like, you know, if I really want to read it, I can read it on either my library. Somehow I don't have a physical copy. I can get a copy from my library, either an ebook or physical book. So it's not really any love lost. I'd rather have somebody else have them that I know for sure is going to love and read them. I'm not really feeling any sort of strong pull towards either of these. They should probably be on the bottom shelf. And the last one I have on my middle shelf is Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. I bought this one because of the cover. I bought this one because of the title. You all know I'm a sucker for vampires, but I have heard like no good things about this book. It's not that great. So that's why it's on the middle shelf. Moving on to the last one. This one's not full of like books. I don't know how to explain it. I have like a lot of the Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Lace, which I do want to read. So that's why they're all on here. These are all probably out of order. So I don't know. With You Forever by Chloe Lace. This one looks fallish. This one looks very springish. If Only You. This one's a Bergman Sisters novel. Then we have Always Only You. Again, part of the series. I think this one's the first one. I'm not sure. Only When It's Us. I want to say this is the first one. And then Ever After Always. And I think I have another one. No, I don't. So that's all the series that I have. I don't know if this is the complete series or if there's more to come. I'm not, you know what? I should probably just look at the freaking thing. Okay. Only When It's, okay, let's organize this, shall I? Only When It's Us. This one is the first one. Then we have Always Only Us. Always Only You. This is the second one. Then we have Ever After Always. This is the third one. And then we have With You Forever. That's this one. And then we have Everything for You. Do I not have that one? I could have sworn I had that one. Maybe I don't have that one. Odd, I don't have that one. And then the last one is If Only You. So I almost have the whole series, but I do want to read them. I'll probably read them on ebook, but I like the physical copies. They have been recently picked up by a publisher, so they have new covers, and I'm intrigued by them. So that's why I have them all. Then I have Last Call at the Local by Seth Grunder-Ruiz. This one's like a warm, cozy type of book. I probably should have read this by now because of winter, but I'm horrible. Then I have one that is very intriguing to me, but I don't know much about. It's Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. Usually, I think Katie Roberts is a little bit too spicy for me. So that's my opinion, but it's about a stern captain meets his witchy match in this captivating. And so it's literally about a pirate captain meeting a witch. And I'm like, crap, that's intriguing. I think the sequel comes out very soon, but I haven't heard much about it. So is this going to be too much for me or not? I don't know. You let me know. Seriously, please let me know. Then I have one that I tried to read and I DNF'd, but I do want to attempt again. And that's the Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I should love it because it's my name too. But it just is it's told like in a journal format, and it's very clinical almost, but it's basically about this woman that goes to a town to find fairies, and there she meets her arch nemesis, and it's about her findings each day. I just couldn't get into it, but I want to try it again because it sounds amazing. The cover's amazing. People love this book, so I want to attempt again. By Charmaine Wilkerson, holds the title of the book that's been on my shelf, the longest on my TBR shelf. I still am interested in this. I have yet to pick this up. There is absolutely no good reason why. There is none. It sounds intriguing to me. I need to read it. I'm horrible. Then I have The Resort by Sarah Ox. This is a kind of beachy thriller. Maybe I'm saving it for the summer. Who knows with me? Who literally knows? Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is a YA fantasy. Maybe, or is it an adult fantasy? I don't know. I've read the Caraval series. No, I've read the first two. Did not really like them, but I've heard amazing things about this series. It's about how far would you go for happily ever after? I don't know. This one's like, I don't know. A lot of these are I don't know. Then we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is a sequel to Divine Rivals, which I've read. It was okay, but I am intrigued by this one. It's a duology, so I'm like, if I read this, I'm done. But I guess it's just the sheer fact of reading it. I don't know. A Kristen Hanna book, Night Road. I love Kristen Hanna books. We all know this, but I feel like I have to be in the right mental state to read them, and I never am, especially now these past couple years. The life has been like kicking me in the face repeatedly, and so my emotional state is not good enough for some sad books, so I'm like, I don't know if I'll read a Kristen Hanna book again. I'm not sure. Then the last book I have on my TBR shelf is The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin. This is a YA vampire book. As you can tell, I got some vampire books to read. I've heard good things about this one. It's part of like the series Serpent and Dove, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so those are all on my shelf. Then I have a stack here that I haven't hauled officially yet, so that's why they're on the ground. I have Untangle Your Emotions by Jenny Allen. This is a Christian nonfiction book that I'm literally going to start tonight, so I need to remove this. So I'm going to put this on my couch. Then I have one I got from Celadon. It's called Granite Harbor. I think it's a small town of coastal Maine shaken to its core and a serial killer. I don't know, but maybe this will go on my shelf, maybe not. Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I've probably already read this, so I might be shooting myself in the foot for this. Take Two, Bernie Maxwell by Alison Wynne Scotch. I have no clue about this one. I have The Love Remedy by Elizabeth Everett. This looks like kind of a apothecary novel. I don't know. And then I have The Spy Knife by Tiana Smith, and this kind of gives me Argyle vibes, if you will. So yeah, those are all the books I have on my freaking TBR shelf. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, I'm ashamed of myself. Looking at this, I'm like, you know, this is great video for you to tell me what I need to read and what I need to get out of here, because seriously, I need some help because I'll probably get rid of some things. But, you know, it's going to go to a local free library, so it'll be good. Either way, let me know which ones I should read and which ones I shouldn't. As always, thank you so much for watching me and my shame fest here on this channel. It's always a pleasure to have someone commemorate my misery. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.